From the very start with the Turkish invasion till the very end in the final battle, Da Vinci's Demons' final season was absolutely chock full of amazing moments. So, here are my top 10 moments from season 3 with some honourable mentions at the end. Let's be honest, the Turks were never going to be beaten so easily, and after Alfonso was cut down and the Turks had overthrown Naples, the remaining survivors witnessed some of the weaponry that they were up against. And this was not any ordinary weaponry. It was Da Vinci's designs, his machines of war. So how was Da Vinci supposed to fight back when the enemy is practically himself?
How can I fight myself?
My son is a great man, a better man than I ever was.
In a despairing scene at the end of the second episode, Leonardo's father says he would rather die than subject himself to the atrocity to what the Turks have done. His final words bared hope that his son could save all of Italy, as the helpless Leonardo watched on and listened to his father's final words.
He will save you! He will save all of Italy!
They weren't kidding, were they, when they said that bodies were going to drop? And no sooner do we see Alfonso and Leo's father came the next unfortunate victim. In episode 3, the last we saw from Clarice, she was surprised by someone while she was torturing one of the Labyrinth's members. Well, she turned up again, just not where she was expected. As Pope Sixtus went to enjoy his intended bath, he found that the water was mixed with blood. And as Riario and Da Vinci found its source, Clarice's fate was revealed.
Clarice. I assure you, I am no apparition.
It may have been a sudden death and possibly added at the end to give us a more satisfying ending, but this scene was one nearly all fans wanted to see. Pope Sixtus finally got his comeuppance, as Riario himself, God's messenger, walked into the sacred chamber. He returned to finish what he started all those years ago. Remember, it was Sixtus who ordered him to murder his mother, and this time he was here to erase the man who put him on his cursed path.
And now, I really must kill my father and the false prophet who has led me astray.
Carlo de' Medici was one of those characters who you yearned to see him get what he truly deserved, and after being freed by his sister, Da Vinci gave us exactly what we were after. He confronted the traitor and member of the Labyrinth, and made sure that Carlo de' Medici would never hurt anyone ever again.
You fixed it. For me.
After helping activate Da Vinci's weapon, Lucretia paid the ultimate price. We watched on and witnessed a tragic, emotional and heartbreaking moment as Lucretia shared her final moments in Da Vinci's arms.
I will not be so easy to dispatch, you earth-vexing son of a...
I don't want to harm you. I want to help you.
In a fantastic exchange between Da Vinci and Riario, Da Vinci witnesses the horrific and animalistic side of the true Monster of Florence. He was working to undo the work that the labyrinth had rigorously gone through and done to Riario, which, as it happens, was no easy task. And after Riario escaped and targeted his next victim, Da Vinci arrived just in the nick of time to see if he could find a way through with a last gasp effort to the man deep inside.
Wake up. Wake up. Please, sir.
I have no interest in apologies, only in a game of penance.
With only one man to turn to, Vlad the Impaler, my favourite guest star, returns to the series in a big way. Zoe and Nico sought out his aid once again, but since their last meeting didn't exactly end on great terms, Vlad was naturally much more cautious. And after having Zoe prove his loyalty and that he would not betray Vlad again, it turned out that Vlad's armoury would be aiding the crusade in a far bigger way than anyone could have possibly imagined.
I'm running out of room. Perhaps there is a better use for all this armor.
This was the war we were all waiting for. Da Vinci and Vlad stood united, led the crusade against the enormous force of the Ottoman Empire. They were vastly outnumbered and fought valiantly, but in the end, Da Vinci was watching on as all those around him began falling one by one, until reluctantly he was forced to surrender.
Commander!
What have you wrought, Da Vinci?
In my top moment for the season, as nearly all hope was lost, and with Da Vinci on his knees and ready to face the end, Lucretia mustered all she had left to help get his weapon ready to fire. The Crusade's armour was already stacked into a pile, thus creating a source for the weapon to target. And when the time came, did the weapon work? You're damn right it did. His weapon gathered the power of nature and unleashed it to all of Italy's enemies, sending the Turks and Al-Rahim to a sublime and sudden defeat. So there we have it. That was my pick for the top 10 moments in Da Vinci's Demons' third season. Now, here are some honourable mentions that didn't make it into my top 10.
Teslim ol ya da öl.
You've got to admit, watching Vlad is just totally awesome. Being immortal and all, he can afford an air of confidence when heading into battle. Da Vinci needed one of the Turks' war machines, one of his war machines, to initiate part of his plan, and Vlad was the ideal man to get him it.
Demek elimi seçiyorsun.
After finding Captain Dragonetti murdered and hung upside down just outside of his workshop, Da Vinci had just about enough awareness about him to catch a glimpse of the culprit, and after analysing the fastest route he caught the murderer and was ready to kill him within a second. But after unmasking him, Da Vinci had to stop in his tracks.
We are the horns of the Increate. We are the labyrinth. We are one.
Riario begrudgingly watched on as the labyrinth was torturing Da Vinci. He continued to resist, and resist to a point where even the architect said no man apart from himself was ever so resistant. For Da Vinci, though, it was now convert or die. And in the midst of what looked to be their last effort of conversion, Da Vinci was suddenly out and back into the grasp of his friends. The real character of Riario had come to light, and he couldn't stand idly by as the man Italy so desperately needed was going to die in vain.
The hell is this about? You men said to bring a cart enough food and water for a long journey.
Shit.
God has instituted me as his physician, his messenger, and executioner!
As Riario was set to be executed for the murder of the mother of Florence, suddenly the Florentine people began to turn against their leader. The architect had been spreading his words throughout the city, and as the execution was nearing its end, it turns out the architect's words got through to many more people than you would have thought. Lorenzo was ousted by the will of his people, who saved Riario and carried him away to safety.
And God will defend you. Qui benedictus est in saecula saeculorum!
So there we are. What did you make of my list, and what were some of your favourite scenes from the 3rd season of Da Vinci's Demons? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my other videos on my channel. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
We want to get in and out without being detected. Slaughtering everyone we see might attract unwanted attention.
A fair point.